start with Nifty analysis for now. So Nifty basically we need not go for CPR for now. We can just stick to Camarilla itself. So if you guys see over here, the first candle opened above and closed. Opened and closed above the Camarilla H3, and after that it was roaming around the H4 and H3. Okay, there was not even a proper close above H4 and H3 until this candle. This candle, if you could see, it has closed above the entire zone. This is the smallest zone you could see. Okay, this is the zone where actually the candles are roaming around, and after that this particular candle has properly closed above H4, and that is where you can take an entry, and then your target will be very simple. It is H5. So you guys need not spend much time on CPR or thinking what will happen and all those things. Just think that using Camarilla, how can you trade? If the candle are closing very good above the H4, you can go for the trade. You can go for the trade for the target of H5. If suppose it is going to get rejected at H3, then your target will be of L3. So you guys need to predict the same way. There is nothing much difference in that. So if you want me to analyze with respect to CPR, let me show that. So this is the CPR, and the candles closed above R1. If the candles are closing above R1, we have the probability that the candles can go to R2. But what has happened today is like it did not give a proper confirmation towards R2. So we were not able to take a trade. So even if you see this candle, I felt that there can be any rejection. And if suppose any follow-up candle is going to be red, then I was expecting the movement towards CPR. Clear? Because it was a slight gap up, and I was expecting the movement towards CPR is also possible. But when the entire day moved around the R1 itself, I was very much confused, and that is why I stick only to Camarilla over there. And once Camarilla H4 was clearly broken, it moved till H5. And this trade I was not able to correctly predict with the help of CPR. So this is how I analyzed Nifty. Now let me tell you what happened with Voltas so that you guys can understand. So Voltas, how does the stock came to my list? Because there are thousands of stocks, and how did Voltas stock came to my list is like nothing but my screener. My screener only gave the stock Voltas, and how did I take a trade saying like 548 or I'm not sure of what is that entry I gave. So I'll tell you how is that. So Voltas, what happened is like it, if you guys see over here, this zone also had a sort of black sort of zone, and once after giving a breakout, it started moving up. And the same I saw here. This is what has actually happened. So when I saw this, what I felt is like, what is the nearest resistance you can see? The nearest overall resistance, what you can see is this line, 576. This high is 576. And what is the nearest low? What I saw is this. This low is 573. So what I felt is like, if suppose this high is going to get broken, then I will keep the stop loss of this, and the target will be pivot resistance, which is nothing but R2. So R3. So R3's level is 580, and that is why I gave 580, and it also went and touched and came down from that. So how did I predict Voltas? Is like how the stock came to my list is like Voltas came to my list because the stock came in my 30 minutes breakout strategy. So if you guys are checking for the breakout strategy, so this is the 30 minutes high and low, clear? And this candle itself gave a break. Fine, let me remove everything so that okay. So this is the 30 minutes high and low, and this candle gave the breakout candle. Fine. Once after getting this breakout candle, and then only I started watching this stock in a 5-minute time frame. Basically, I don't go to 5-minute time frame at all, but to visualize any pattern formation or to visualize something happening in a stock with the case of pattern, I always prefer 5 minutes. Here, so that is where I saw two patterns actually. The first pattern was like flag pattern, which I showed in the 5 minutes, and the second one what I saw is a small triangle which is forming over here. Here, and these two gave the confirmation that the stock can perform good, but from where will be the trigger point and what will be your stop loss point, that we need to ensure. So that is where I saw what is the nearest resistance. Nearest resistance is nothing but 576, and the nearest support which is nothing but 573. So keeping this in mind only, I said if suppose the breakout is going to happen, then the stock can move towards the next resistance, which is nothing but R3. Yes. So this is how I took the trade on Voltas, and that is how I said 576 can be the entry and 573 can be the stop loss of 3 points, and I was expecting target of 5 points. So if you guys have any doubts in this, you guys can ask me. Can you analyze how narrow CPR stock will perform in Monday? Basically pretending, and how can we predict what is going to happen? Okay. So Saurav has asked what will happen for a narrow CPR stock. So can anyone say what is a narrow CPR stock which I've said? Hello? Okay, wait, let me take the narrow CPR stocks. So the narrow CPR stocks for Monday is Tata Steel, Sun Pharma, Vedanta. Okay, so let me take for now Tata Steel. So this is the chart for Tata Steel, and this is the narrow CPR, clear? And we can mark the high and low. So this is high and low means previous day high, and this is the previous day low. So on Monday, what will happen is like I'm just sharing my analysis. Anything can happen. So firstly, you need to wait for a 15 minutes candle to open. So assume this is the same place where is the R1, that is the same place you are going to have the previous day high and the previous day low, and the support S1 is bit close, gap is there. So wait for first 15-minute candles. So I have shared the live trade on Burger Pinch the same way. Wait for first 15-minute candle to form. If suppose the first 15-minute candle is going to close above R1 as well as previous day high, then you can go for a trade keeping the next resistance or taking some 3 or 4 points or 1% or 0.5% based on your risk and capacity. You can take a trade and you can exit based on that. Suppose if there is some rejection at R1, the candle has opened, the candle has opened, and if suppose there is some rejection at R1, the body is like this. Clear? There is some rejection at R1. Just wait for some 2 to 3 candles to see whether any red candles are going to get formed. If suppose the red candles are going to get continued, that means it can fall back and again touch the previous day low. So vice versa for if the candle is opening red. If suppose the candle, 15 minutes candle, it is going to close below the previous day low as well as support, then you can initiate a trade for sell side for at least 0.5% or 1% based on your limit, or you can check what is the next resistance R2 and you can go till that. And if suppose any rejection is seen at the previous day low or support one, try to check for any follow-up candle, and based on that take a trade and take a reversal trade towards CPR as target or towards R1 as target. So this is what this is how you can predict, or this is how you can trade in narrow CPR stocks. So anything else from anyone? Any questions or? Hello? Guys, you can unmute and ask if you have any questions. I have a question on LIC housing. Selvaraj, you can unmute and ask.
Yeah, Shagul, this is Selva here. I just sometime before I posted the same question. I bought it at 280 CE sometime before.
Sorry?
280. I bought it at 280. And I got stuck. Basically, I saw 2 weeks before I saw one moment. And almost now I'm there.
So you took in options or futures or cash?
Options. It is in options.
So 280 you took?
Yeah, 280. Now it is, I think, 265 or something. It came down.
Yeah. The chart shows 266, 265.95. Yeah. Okay, fine. So, okay, let's see. Let me see.
Yeah.
So it has broken and coming out of a small pattern. This is also a sort of triangle pattern.
Okay.
Yeah, this is also a triangle pattern. So this is coming out of this has already came out of a triangle pattern. And what I could see is like there is another trend line which is coming over here, which is connecting these 2 points. Okay. So based on that trend line, it has taken a support over here. This candle has taken a support over here. So what I would tell you is, if suppose this zone is getting broken, then I would tell you that you can close your position, because it is not going to hold further. And what I can see is like, if suppose this position is going to held, and if suppose this support is not going to get broken, then again the possibility of the chart to move till this zone. This zone is also highly possible. So which is nearly 280, but I think you will not get your cost because the premium decay will be there, and
exactly.
And the price would have already fallen big.
It has fallen big, 1/3.
Okay. So I'm sorry for that. This is what I could see. This is what the trend line support I could see, and the candle which has formed over here also taken a trend line support. So hopefully, if market also is looking bullish, for God's sake, and then if suppose market is going to be very bullish, you can expect a move till 280. This will be our first resistance. Let me check this. Wait. Okay. So this will be our first resistance where the trend line is meeting, and then you can expect small resistance, and then a movement till 292 is also possible. It can go till 292 also, But the one thing is like we have only less number of days, nearly 4 and 8 working days or 10 working days are only there. So that is what the worry I have, because the premium has already decayed, and if suppose they want to ensure that July premium to decay much, then we can expect the move on August only. So for a positional view, what I can say is like keep the support as SL of 250 or 255 as your SL, and you can expect the target of 280 and 290. But in option case, I am sorry, bro, I'm not able to predict exactly.
I got a point. We'll see. Thanks.
And one more thing, what I would try to say is that when did you take your 280 call option?
I think it was around. I think there is one high we see here, right? Which is when it was around 189, 190 it was. I think when I was taking it, I bought it at the high.
Okay, so this on July you bought July 8th like that.
Yeah. July expiry and July 3rd or 4th, I guess. So
what I would tell you is like if suppose you are going to buy a option which is nearly at a resistance zone, or what to tell, if suppose you are going to buy a option, for example 280 call option you're going to buy, and the option has already reached 290, just check for resistance zone. If suppose the stock is at resistance zone, what I would tell you is like sell the June expiry call option of 280 CE and buy the August expiry call option of 280 CE. So like a hedge, so that your premium will not decay much, and you are at least there will be some insurance cost.
Come again. Sell
the July expiry 280 CE call option.
Okay.
And buy the August 280 CE call option. Okay. So as it is in a resistance zone, it can fall down. Okay. So for example, 280 call option was at 10 rupees. Now the price is around 265. So it might have fallen at least some 6 points or 5 points. Assume like that.
Okay.
But your August CE 280 would not have fallen that much.
Right. Could be. Yeah.
Okay. And anyways, you would have been in profit only.
Right.
Yeah. But the problem is your capital will get increased. Your capital, you need a big capital for that. I at least a 1 lakh capital you need. You can check in Zerodha Zerodha margin. So there you may get an idea. Let me show that.
Yeah.
So I hope I'm not boring you guys.
I see. Yeah. Almost 2 lakhs or something which I verified. Yeah.
So your margin benefit is also 1 lakh. So your total margin required is only 25,000.
Okay.
If you are going to buy and sell, then your total margin is required is 25,000 only. But at least you would have saved something. That is what I can say.
Understood.
Okay, it is not applicable at all cases. There are certain regions or certain cases where you can feel that. Okay, like the target will be around 300, but there is a slight resistance zone. So you are taking a next expiry call option and you are going to sell the current expiry call option.
Okay, understood.
So that is what.
No, actually, I was thinking it will be definitely be touching 300. So maybe 7-8 points, which I was trying to catch and then come out of. So
okay, fine. So any other questions from anyone?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, thank you. What's your point of view about Fibonacci retracement tool? How to use pivot with Fibonacci tool for intraday trade? TCS give a good retracement today intraday. So basically, I use. Let me go with TCS. So basically, I use Fibonacci for intraday on 15 minutes chart. So what I would say is like, if suppose anyone is going to use Fibonacci in their charts, try to have some important zones in the sense. I have just marked the 15 minutes high and 15 minutes low. So as far as I have experienced, or as far as I have seen, whenever the stock comes after a pullback till 0.618, then what will happen is like the stock, if closes below 1, this 1 is nothing but here, and if suppose the stock price is going to close below 1, then you can expect the target of 1.618. So there will be a question now what is 0.5, what is 6.1, what is 0.618, what is 0.786, what is 1, what is 1.618? These are Fibonacci numbers. So how to know what is the Fibonacci numbers, how to know in depth of Fibonacci numbers, honestly, I cannot explain all those things in the video because it is a larger concept to explain. But Fibonacci numbers, you can trust it. It most of the time works good. But the only thing what you need to know is like, you need to know what is the proper swing high and swing low. So when you are knowing proper swing high and swing low, then what will happen is like, then you need to understand where are the strong zones where it can retrace. Retrace is nothing but a pullback to fall. Clear? So Fibonacci, as per Fibonacci retracement, let me show in its daily. So assume that this is the swing high, this is the swing high and this is the swing low. Now we need to know till what level the stock can come down. So first of all, let's forget about Fibonacci or something. Now just draw the support zones. Let us draw the support zone. Now we have a support over here, and then support over here, and then there are minute support over here and then over here. Okay, now I have drawn these supports just by seeing the chart. Now what I will do is like, let us draw the Fibonacci high and low, and let's see till where we can get a retracement. Clear? So this is the swing high, swing low, which recently I am seeing it, and this is the swing high which I could see, and the targets are showing around 2,500, which is 1.618. Forget about it for now. So now we need to know till what level the stock can come. You can expect the level of, one sec. Okay, so the stock already has broken 0.618. This line is already broken, and now the stock can come till 0.382, and this is a zone where we can expect some reversal to move further up. Clear? And if you guys see over here, I'm deleting this Fibonacci. This is a zone where I have drawn the support over here. Fine. So Fibonacci or anything, whatever you are going to use, just your support levels can work fine, but Fibonacci can give you some somewhat accurate results also. And why I draw a support over here and why I'm expecting a movement, a reversal over here is like, there are zones where rejections are seen. Okay, so that means this zone, which was a strong resistance zone, now it can act as a strong support zone. And one more thing what I can tell you guys is like, there is a trend line is also coming over here. Fine. So with all these examples, see, I have not drawn these trend lines. Just like that, I'm showing all these things. Whenever I'm just shrinking the chart, I could see whatever in a bigger way. So what I'm expecting is like, if suppose the chart market prices come down till 2100 zone, then we can expect a reversal over there. And once a reversal is happening, that means after 2335 is closed, then we can expect 2500 zones. So Fibonacci retracement, you need to apply it based on the swing high and swing low. And till what point the retracement can be seen, just draw your normal support and resistances. check where the strong support and resistance are there, and you can expect a reversal zone over there, and that is where a Fibonacci number also will be placed. This is what I have experienced in my career, and that is what I'm sharing over here. Was that clear? Is that made some sense? Saurabh and Kunal, guys, say something, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Saurabh.
Okay, if there is any problem about my audio, please tell, right? Okay, I got a bad mic today. It slipped from my hand and got broken, so it can cause some defect in my sound. Okay, so when it's talking uptrend, then how we plot, exactly how we used to plot this Fibonacci, from low point to high or high to low?
High to low. See, let me show you once again. Let me show you. I'm just removing all the indicators, tools. See, Fibonacci is a tool. For example, if you want to see what are the next upper levels, where are the upper resistances, then first you need to choose the high and then the swing low or swing high. Or then the swing low. Now, if suppose you want to know how down the stock can go, then what you need to do is like you need to first choose the swing low and then the swing high. Clear? So you want an upper side target, you have to choose the swing high first. You want the lower side target, you need to choose the swing low first.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So Chinu, your question was like, I need the Camarilla indicator coding which have tomorrow levels. I have already shared that in the channel, Chinu. So you can use the same thing. So that will also help. Or you just go to the channel, Telegram channel, search ECPP. In that you can select the trading view indicator and you can see from that. If you need the codes for that, I'm sorry for that. You can dig in more into that. You will get that. So which screener you using to find 30 minutes breakout in stocks? The screener which I have written like all these days, whatever I'm doing. For example, that 10 minutes time frame, whatever a breakout is coming after 30 minutes, high and low, I'll go with that. So, okay, you gave a trade on explaining. Okay, thank you. So anything else from anyone? And I saw someone has raised the hand. Jane, yes, you can ask. Jane, unmute yourself. Yeah, ask please.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, can you please open in feature?
Intraday.
It crossed the previous day low. I took the entry at 896, I think.
Sorry? Bro, which day, bro? Today or which day?
Today.
Okay.
Today around 10 a.m.
Okay.
I felt it was a bearish trend, but it was reversed from that level.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It was previous day low. The candle
exactly.
crossed there, and the previous candle has a big wick. So, okay. So my question is, how can we avoid such trades?
That's trades. Okay, bro. So you're using which time frame?
10.
Sorry?
10.
What I would say is like, always ensure that you know the support is previous day low. Wait for the candle to close below it. So unless the candle is not closing below it, better not take a trade, better avoid. Clear? So I'll just show you an example today what happened in TCS. Because TCS, initially I told we can go for a sell below the 30 minutes breakout, but then I found this support oneness there. So what I was saying is like, if suppose support one is getting closed below it, we can go for a trade. And that is where I said sell below 2190. Why did I say sell below 2190 is like I gave a buffer of 2 points to just for ensuring that the candle can move till that. So same way, what you need to do is like in Infi, what the candles were clearly showing that there is something wrong in this trade. For example, first candle itself showed some weakness, and this candle gave a good close, but this is where people started trapping you. You were expecting that this candle had an upper wick at the top, but I would say I will avoid this stock because this candle was overall a green candle. Here, this candle, though it had an upper wick, it is overall a green candle, which showed that there are some buyers who has entered. And if in case you want to go for a trade, you need to wait for the previous day low to broke and close convincingly. It should have a proper close. If the close is very good and proper, then you can enter a trade. And still there will be of another support of support 1. So I won't prefer going below, taking a trade till then, because support 1 can act as a good support zone. So I will not prefer it. So basically I watch the stock to close above the R1 and previous day high or below the S1 and previous day low. And if the candles are signaling good, then I would go for a trade. Otherwise I would not go for a trade. So for your trade, what I could tell you is like, you just saw this candle and then you have decided to take a trade. But what I would tell you is like, you should have waited for the previous day low to close and break, and then you can take a trade. Clear?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And one more thing, what I would tell you is like, bro, this is a good gap zone. Okay. So this zone is a good gap zone. Clear? If suppose if suppose the stock is going to fall bad, it will not happen very soon. It will take some time. Fine. Infosys had a very good result. So basically, we should not expect it to fall much down. And this gap zone will act as a good resistance. If suppose a candle is closing below this gap, very good, very proper, very strong candle, then you can initiate a trade and this gap will get filled. But so soon we cannot expect that.
So which means it will take several days to cover that area,
Yeah, it will take several days, and meanwhile some bad news will come and all those things are there. Something will happen and that will make them to fill the gap. Because if you see all the stocks in IT sector, it is having a big gap. Even see here Wipro, it is also having a big gap. It will take days. It will take some days to fill it. It will not get filled as soon. That means market is going to fall big. Because see, if suppose from 260 it is going to fall till 220, nearly 20% it is going to fall. It will not fall that easily. And market Nifty is looking bit bullish, not bit bullish. Nifty is looking very bullish for now.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So, okay. No problem. So Kunal, which lagging indicator you are using for confirmation of trade? I'm not using any lagging indicator, Kunal. You guys can see my screen. Mostly it will be of pivots, volume, and sometimes I use Ichimoku also. But Ichimoku I'm using it because I'm learning it. It is also a good indicator. I'm learning it, but I'm not more trustable with Ichimoku also. And Camarilla, CPR, this is what I use. And sometimes I use moving average, that too 200 MA for Nifty and not with other stocks. So that is what. And do you use VWAP for intraday? And Chinu, today I told I had a session, right? In that session, they told me to use VWAP. So from maybe I'll start practicing VWAP from next week. So Karthikeyan, our Nifty prediction on Monday, I'm expecting a good move. Maybe a gap up move also is possible. So let's see. And I'll just share that Nifty analysis maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But let me tell you what I see in Nifty. So Nifty is very bullish for now, and Nifty CPR is also same like today's CPR. And what am I expecting is like Nifty can open gap up also, because it has already broken 200 MA moving average. So it can move very good. And if suppose if it is moving very good, my targets will be 11,000. Let me show over here. Fine. So if suppose Nifty is going to have a good move, then what we can expect is like Nifty is over here. I can expect Nifty to touch 11,050, and then the market can halt over 11,200 or 11,400 zones. But 11,200, I feel it can be possible. And for Monday, I'm expecting Nifty to be very bullish, even very bullish in the case it can touch 11,050 also on Monday. Let's see how Nifty is going to behave for Monday. I'll share in-depth analysis on Saturday or Sunday. I'll check and I'll share on that. And what I could see is like the gap between the monthly CPR as well as the candles are increasing. So that is the only worry I have. If suppose after 11,200 has reached, after 11,200 or 11,150 zone has reached, it can come back to touch the monthly CPR. So let's see, there are 10 more days and maybe some consolidation can happen and all those things are there. So let's see how market is going to behave for the coming days. So, but for now it is looking bullish, and let's see, any Trump news or any bad news can make Nifty to fall also. But for now it is bullish. Technically speaking, it is bullish now. Okay, I see you trade in, okay, 1 minute is there. Let me complete it. I see you trade in index Nifty. Why not in Bank Nifty? Bank Nifty, I don't trade for two reasons. Technically speaking, it is very volatile, so I avoid Bank Nifty. Second reason is like, as per my religion rules, I should not trade in bank stocks and financial stocks. So, Kunal, sir, please use English before trader settings. Please. Open interest, I don't see. Open interest, I don't see. I see it only on the expiry days. So I hope I have cleared everything. I have not missed anything. So the session is going to end. So if you have any queries, do join the group and ask me so that I'll let you know. And I'll try to have a session tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, possibly. Thanks a lot, guys. Sorry for having a late session. Thanks all.